Welcome, everyone, to the Dokusou cast.
He's looking at me funny right now. You guys can't see it, but it's because we did a first attempt already at this, and we butchered it, so...
I didn't.
I butchered it. Take two. Welcome to the Dokusou cast.
Where we're trying to create a unique Nintendo podcast, and already is unique. So
it's
that's
already
fantastic.
unique because we're unique already as it is, and that's why you're tuned in, because, you know, we're just unique individuals, so...
We are your host. I'm Rick.
I'm Greg.
Yep, and welcome to episode 2.
Episode 2? Honestly, episode 1 or 2, however you want to look at it. The first one was a little pilot, or Pilot Wings, kickoff, which was really fun. You know, I had a really solid time, and I'm looking forward to what we have in store for you guys today. It's going to be cool, and I don't know, I'm feeling good. We did a little bit of Mario Kart earlier, which was pretty dope.
Yeah, I found out that, like, Greg is really... surprisingly, I say surprisingly because I did not expect it. Like, really good at Mario Kart. Yeah, we played 200cc, because that's really the only way to play Mario Kart. It's got to be super fast, and we played with bots on hard mode, and this dude was just
going.
This dude was Tokyo drifting like it was nobody's business. I was like, Jesus. I was running into the walls, getting stopped, falling off the cliffs.
Drift.
Yeah.
I'm a Mario Kart fanatic. Like, anytime I play with any of my friends or my family, I'm not even trying to be boastful about it. I just demolish. Like, I love Mario Kart.
I didn't know that. I'm so glad I didn't bet any money against you, because you would have been the very definition of a ringer, because I would not have guessed that you were good at Mario Kart like that.
The X amount of million coins would have come right into my favor.
Yeah, man. So kudos to you, and those that are listening. If you want a challenge, if you think you're a top person when it comes to Mario Kart, challenge this man at Mario Kart, because I couldn't keep up, and I'm thinking I'm pretty top notch on a few things. I didn't think I was the best at Mario Kart ever, really.
No.
You know, against my kids for sure.
Oh,
but
without a doubt.
What this guy was doing, forget about it.
Eat my dust. I'll see you on the track, and I will be dodging those blue shells. Nothing you could do to stop me. But I'm
sure at some point we'll do some. I mean, obviously it's in the cards for us that we're going to be doing, like, you know, online plays, and we'll be sure to make sure Mario Kart's on it so you guys can watch this dude play, because I was on my own screen, he was playing on his screen on the Switch, so I didn't really get to see it. All I kept seeing was him being number one. So there's that.
That's how you do, man. I gotta have that 60 FPS. I mean, no, 2-player split screen, I think it's still locked at 60. I think it's when you go to 4 players, it splits it to 30, and I'm like, I need that frame rate, bro. Gotta have my own screen, gotta have my own handheld, gotta have my own control, you know.
So today was pretty eventful on our own separate adventures.
Yeah.
We got a special day happening later this week, March 10th. What's March 10th, man?
Gee, I don't know. You know, sure sounds like a really good day to release the Mario movie, don't you think?
You know, marketing wise, it would have been a good day to do that.
It was a Friday, March 10th, MAR10. Like, what do you like? Who honestly butchered that? Who just said nah?
Universal Studios, man, they needed that time.
Nah,
because Mario was supposed to come out last year, anyways, the movie,
right?
So they got delayed. But so March 10th. If you don't know, as Greg just said, at MAR10, Mario spells out Mario. So we have Mario Day happening this Friday. And so what I meant by we had some adventures is because, like, every year, actually. Recent years, the last few years, where it's starting to get a trend. It's starting to be like, oh yeah, Mario Day. There's deals now, like it's becoming a known video game event. So Nintendo really embraces it, and they give us a lot of special deals. So this week, starting now, leading up till the end of the week, there's some great deals out there, and
I think we even just took advantage of quite a bit of it. Like, I'm looking right next to me right now, and I have like a huge haul full of stuff already, and then in digitally too, on our Switch as well. What I'm referring to specifically is the re-release of the Mario series amiibo, which were initially released with Mario Party 10 back on the Wii U. Those ones specifically, not all of them in the lineup, so just to clarify, but Target and Best Buy and Nintendo's website too, to my knowledge,
Yeah, I don't know about Walmart or Amazon.
No, I haven't seen anything there either. But I mean Amazon, but they're not Amazon, right? They're just third-party listers. But
super price.
Yeah, don't go there. By the way, just don't. We don't trust it. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Donkey Kong, and Bowser were all re-released this week. Actually, as of today, at the time of this recording, it was supposed to be for Mario Day, but given that the whole week, Target's ad has it, Best Buy has it, you were actually able to pre-order on a couple of them at a couple different stores. Were you not? Yeah.
I was able to pre-order Mario and Peach for Best Buy. I don't shop Best Buy generally, but I was able to pre-order them because I didn't know how crazy it was going to be with Amiibos.
Right.
Because, before they were crazy, but not as crazy. But now, because video games in general, physical and accessories and things are becoming scarce, whether it's supplied and demand, whether it's scalpers or whatnot. But yeah, they re-released these, and these are like Greg said, it was the Mario series, so they're like the red-based ones. Interesting they didn't do Toad, right? Because I feel they correlate with the movie,
right? You can kind of look at them right now, and you're like, oh yeah, these are all characters definitely in the movie, but it's like, where's Toad? Toad is. Where's my Key? Where's my Michael Key? Huh? Where we got Chris Pratt, we got Jack Black, we got Charlie Day, Anya Taylor-Joy. Or gosh, did I get it right?
That sounded right.
Okay,
We'll say it was right.
Sorry, that's the one that I honestly butcher and forget, and I don't see her in much precedent.
It was right.
I don't see her in much of anything, like any of the press, like interviews and stuff.
You know what's funny? I've noticed that too, but I think. I don't know, because her career, is booming right now.
Yeah,
like the model scene and then the films that she's doing, it's booming there. So
Queen's Gambit. What else is she being in?
Last Night of Soho. The Menus, like the recent one. Mm-hmm. That's really. She was in the Shyamalan movies. The Split.
Yeah.
New Mutants.
Yep. Yeah, there
she played Magic in New Mutants, which was fantastic casting in my opinion.
There you go. And then Seth Rogen for DK. So it's like, where's Toad, man? Where's Toad on the Amiibo? Thankfully I already have Toad.
I feel like he's coming, unless we totally dropped the ball, because Luigi Amiibo was a Target exclusive.
Really?
I haven't seen Toad anywhere else, but I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe he's a Walmart. Maybe down the road.
Maybe. Oh gosh.
I just set this man on a witch while he's like, wait a minute, because if that's what's happening, I need it.
Yeah. Okay. Me too. Well, so thankfully, I already have Toad. Thankfully, Toad was actually the only one Mario amiibo I actually had. Initially.
Oh, really?
Because I was like, at the time, I was like, I don't need these. I already have them in their Smash Brothers form at the time, and I'm like, they're kind of duplicates. But Toad was unique because he didn't have one already at the time. This is 2015, mind you, when they first released. So I was like, I don't need them. But looking at them now, I'm like, these are some really well-crafted, just Mario-themed looking poppy, colorful amiibo. Like, Smash Brothers is cool, but, like, they're very gritty, and they're kind of like,
the Smash Bros. Had, like, that more mature-looking feel to it, like detail, where these are just more like the traditional, like, gaming version of it.
So those amiibo released. I'm just gonna call it out, Nintendo. You are very slick. You could write this off for a number of reasons, but they're $15.99 now, not $12.99 when they first released.
Okay, I thought I was tripping when I saw that price. I was like $15.99.
Well, you know what's even funnier is like I think these guys are literally like just. They've been sitting in a warehouse somewhere with Nintendo because I look at the back of the packaging. It's still Mario Party 10. It's still Wii U and 3DS. I'm like, Nintendo, what are you doing? Nintendo's
notorious for it, man. I love Nintendo, but hey, they know how to stretch $1 for sure.
I mean, you could write it off as like inflation or something like that.
Well, but I mean, if you think about it, to even add it to that, fuel to that little topic there. I mean, the other big Mario Day release that we have is the re-release of it's the traditional model Nintendo Switch, but it comes with the red Joy-Cons, which are rare to find.
Right.
I don't even think they put them on their own.
Only in Japan.
Only in Japan. So it's the only way to get them in this bundle. Comes with the free download of one of the Mario games, the chosen one that you would like, and then it has, I guess, some Mario movie stickers. But it's not the OLED model; it's the regular
OG
one.
Original Switch from 2017. So Nintendo sure knows how to get the most money possible.
Recycle, man.
But you know what? But it's genius because most people
will buy it.
Will buy it because, I mean, I'll just be blunt and honest. Like, they probably don't know the difference up front. They just see it as that's the Mario bundle. Like, when you and I used to work together, and it was always the Mario Kart bundle, right? The OLED was around for a minute, but, like, when the Mario Kart bundle came around that holiday, people still bought the Mario Kart bundle because, you got a free game, and you got an online membership with it, which was pretty cool. They added that later. But, like, it was still not the new Switch, but people still thought, oh, that's that I got to get the Mario bundle. But even if the Mario bundle was sold out, you could still buy Mario Kart and the Switch sold separately, right? There was nothing like, oh my gosh, I have to get this one. It's not a themed one, but this one is kind of this time with the Mario Odyssey Red Joy-Cons.
With the Red Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
It kind of gives you a little bit extra. So.
Right. So there's that, and that's $299 if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I think it's just a normal price.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's, as much as I would have liked for it to be the OLED, I could see why it's the original, and that's fine, because I think it's still a solid deal. You get a free game out of it. You get the Mario Odyssey Red Joy-Cons, which right now on eBay are like, those suckers are like almost $200, like as a pre-owned pair. So like that's in itself, if you're a Nintendo fan, that's a deal. So I like that. Yeah. What do you? Okay, you've got something pulled up because you're laughing.
No, I was just thinking about it. Like, man, it's just funny to me, like Nintendo being slick. But
this guy's like pulling up like his iPad or something. He's looking at it, and I thought he was like laughing.
No, I was bringing the screen back up from our from our stuff that we got prepped.
Yeah. But we got the Switch. We got Mario Amiibo re-release, which Rick and I picked up all of them.
Yeah,
we got all the
Amiibos too.
We had to get all those.
I had to go to like 4 different Targets.
Thankfully, I only went to 2. I was supposed to go to 3 because you're like, nah, I'm not going that far. But I'm like, man, I was going to. But then when I saw the Bowser over, the second one I stopped, I was like, yes, I'm not going to go to another 20 miles away to get to another store just for one darn Amiibo. So it worked out. But in addition to that, we've also got some deals of the week on the eShop and some retail, actually. Some box retailers also have them too. $40 for a majority of the Mario games.
Yeah. I just picked up Mario Maker today for $40. I plan to pick up non-Mario, Yoshi's Crafted World and Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, which I plan to pick up. Hopefully they're still in stock by the end of the week. But Mario Bros, Mario 3D World, Mario, I think you can get Mario Odyssey.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Strikers, the golf one.
So Mario Odyssey, I got the list right here, actually, thankfully. Yeah, we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That sucker almost never goes on sale. $40, that's the best deal you're going to get on Mario Kart right now. So if you don't, for
whatever reason you don't have bought it in the last 6 years.
The best sold Switch game, for whatever reason you don't have it, now's your chance to pick it up, $39.
Or if you want to, like me, I like to double dip. I like to have everything physical, but then being that it's Switch, they take it with you everywhere. You kind of don't want to be lugging around a lot of cartridges and have fear of losing it or whatever. Right. So if you want to double dip, now's the time to double dip. $40 for a digital copy is pretty good.
And let's see. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I do the same thing too. On the main games like these, I don't, there's definitely some eShop exclusives or games where I'm just like, I don't need a physical of that. But this one for sure falls into that category. Absolutely. So we've got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
That's a good deal. Solid
game. Very, very solid game. Very underrated. If you haven't played it, you should definitely check it out, especially Bowser's Fury. Because that's like almost like another whole Mario game in itself within 3D World, which is really good. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, as you mentioned.
That's a good one.
Luigi's Mansion 3. Mario Party Superstars. And then here's some oddball ones. Oh, yeah, Mario Maker 2. Here's some oddballs, though. Yoshi's Crafted World and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Those are 2 I want to get.
Yep.
Those ones are good.
And those are also really, really solid.
And another
games.
one, not sure if it's because of Mario Day or if it's just a sale, but the Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. That one's $29.99 right now.
$29.
Yeah, that's a really good deal. That's half off.
And you know what? The first Mario Rabbids was a incredibly good game that went on sale frequently, which I think helped out with the sales of that game quite a bit and it helped kind of build that exposure. So in that same regard, I'm kind of hoping Sparks of Hope does the same thing because the first one was fantastic. I played a little bit of the
It's
Sparks
not
of Hope,
your traditional Mario game. It's more of a like an RTS type of game, but it's really good.
If any of you played like XCOM or something like that, it's very similar in that fashion. But give it, right. But very similar in to like most other Mario spinoffs, it's very Mario. So it's going to be not your typical Mario, as Rick mentioned, but it's going to be in that Mario fashion. So most kids that pick it up that have that ambition to want to play a Mario game will likely figure it out, and it's a fun different kind of experience. Oh, one more. This is kind of hidden, but the Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. That is $59.99 right now.
$40 off.
And you know what? That's a hidden gem because I really got some thrills and kicks off of that one.
That
released.
one's also cool if you just want to have like a mini replica of Mario or Luigi in a Mario Kart and like have it on your shelf or something.
Yeah,
it's cool to have. I mean, the game itself is entertaining because it has like built-in camera on there, and you're playing basically real life Mario Kart, but I feel it has two functions. You can either play it with the interactivity and what it's meant for it to be, or you can use it as a collectible.
I think what's really neat about it is that like it like you said, it's a cool collectible, but at the same time, as soon as you pick it up, it becomes like a part of your world, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute, like what I'm driving is actually here. That's pretty neat, and the creativity I think is like endless with that. I could definitely see like a lot of families coming together. Like if you're like at Thanksgiving dinner, or you're like at like some family gathering or something like that, and you just want something for all the family members to kind of see and go, whoa, that's cool. That's definitely the one to like really show off. I think that goes like beyond just, oh, it's a game. Like this is a cool like toy. So
the only con with it is that it's not as what's the word I want to use. It could have some drawback. You have to have the space. You have to have like the right like floor and stuff like that. You can't really do it on carpet. And if you have a big area, like if you have a empty garage, perfect. Like that's the best place to play it. But no, it's definitely good. If you get it and you're able to make it happen, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
A couple other things that are happening in terms of the event of Mario Day. They're doing another Nintendo Direct the 9th, this Thursday.
Yep.
Strictly focused on the Mario movie. It will showcase the final trailer. Hopefully we'll get some dialogue more with Chris Pratt.
Maybe some ticket announcements.
And that's the other thing. I'm hoping they announce the tickets because it's literally going to be a month away. They moved the movie up 2 days. It was supposed to be April 7th. Now it's April 5th for its release.
Avoiding that Easter weekend kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, they want to expand as much as they can. So hopefully they still do a preview night. So meaning that we can watch it
Tuesday,
because I think that's
a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday when the official release, right? Yeah. So hopefully we'll be able to watch it Tuesday because I like those preview nights. But I hope theaters, they haven't shown anything, but I hope movie theaters get like some special like.
I want to see some cool swag and stuff.
Yeah,
like
man.
This is Super Mario. Like, I mean, we've had a Mario movie in the past back in '93, but I mean, like this is Super Mario in today's timeline, which is huge, like a huge pop culture icon to like friends. Family, just kids, like just everybody, like this is a big deal. Like, I mean, Sonic was pretty big for the Sonic movie, but like this is Mario. Like, I want to see some like really cool events, swag. I would like to. I mean, I don't know about you, but I would think like Nintendo would be throwing up some like My Nintendo QR code to get some coins for just getting a movie ticket. I don't know. Maybe there will. I have no idea. We're gonna find out on the Direct. Maybe. I think I'm kind of like grasping for straws on that one. But hey, if I were Nintendo, I'm just saying like I would try to throw in.
Do you think Nintendo would do something or have anything up their sleeve to announce during that time?
I think really and the reason I say that example is because I recall distinctively a few years ago.
Because I'll tell you this, not to cut you off there, but like just give you super flashback. Me dating myself back when I'm a young kid. When the first Pokemon movie came out.
Yeah.
If you went to see it in theaters, which I did, you got the exclusive Pikachu trading card that you can get nowhere else.
Mm-hmm. So, I remember that. Yeah,
that's why I kind of like. I know they've done it in the past.
Right. I think the thing, and to kind of now piggyback on, like I said, we're on the same thought process here. There was an interview that Miyamoto had when it came to like, hey, how do you feel about making movie adaptations for your IP? And he goes, well, if I were to do this, I'd want to make it in some way that ties back to one of our focuses, which is getting people to play Nintendo games. So I think if you were to make something as big as the Mario movie, how would you tie it back to your Switch? How would you tie it back to your software and your sales of your hardware and stuff? You literally do it by
Odyssey 2. Surprise announcement.
That'd be cool. I mean, because
what was that sound though?
No. I'm kind of geeking out on just the thought of that because like I loved Odyssey. So like if there was a sequel or a spiritual successor to that, like I would take it. But I was thinking more.
But to your point, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like add some kind of like interactivity with like your Switch if you bring it and like because if you go on your Switch right now and you go to your home menu and you go to Switch Online, you scan your QR code, you have your My Nintendo QR code, which gets you like platinum points for coins. And things like that. Usually in like other Nintendo events, they do it too. Like I know down like at Comic-Con, if you go down there and you scan the QR code, you get some coins and things like whenever they do like in-person events, I would think like if you went like opening weekend for the movie, something like that would be really like a good way to tie it back.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like I'm not trying to hype myself up in any way, but
No.
I think it would be a pleasantly nice surprise if Nintendo takes it, the next level with the launch of the film, or if they announce something really big with that direct, like I said, a tease of the next game, or just what you can expect as far as going to the movie, like maybe a poster,
right.
Things like that. So
yeah, I'm thinking more like on the swag merch kind of side of things, because like they did say no game information will be announced in that, so that's kind of where I'm thinking.
It'll be like, hey,
you know what? Hey, psych. We got
post credit scenes of the movie is going to be the trailer to Odyssey 2.
Super Mario Galaxy 3, baby.
I didn't like the Galaxy games,
dude. Okay.
What are you, a train?
No, I said, dude.
Yeah, you sound like a choo-choo train, bro.
Dude. Whatever. You just like making fun of all
my man's just became a locomotive right now.
Listen, man, you just want to make fun of all of like my sound effects and stuff.
They're just unique.
Okay, that's what we do around here, bro. What do you want? Like, what more do you want from me? More? I'll give you more. But on the game note though, Mario Kart 8's Wave 4 DLC launches on the 9th as well, which is the same day as that direct for the movie trailer. And then we're getting some original courses, a lot of tour tracks, but we're also getting Birdo added
and one original new track.
Yeah, the
Yoshi's Island.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Really excited for that.
That one looks really cool.
Character. Possibly a new item, new track, along with like 4 or 3 other tracks I've been like kind of revamped for Mario Kart 8. What's going to be interesting is because after that there's still 4 more cups to do. We were just playing it right now. We have like that whole bottom row that has nothing.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's about 4 more.
Because I want to say it was like either 5 or 6.
We had the top row completely finished.
Yeah.
So I think it's like 4 more after that.
That's gonna be crazy. So if you don't have that, if you're asking what are we talking about, if you have Mario Kart 8 already, you can buy the booster pass separately for $24.99. Which basically gets you a bunch of extra courses, like a ton, and now an extra character.
Yep.
But if you don't have the booster pass, you don't want to, $25 to keep. I know this is a little controversial, but if you are a Nintendo Switch Online expansion member, you get that basically for free. The only catch is you have to be an active member at all times to have access to that DLC. So you kind of have to make your own decision there if you want to permanently own DLC, which you technically don't permanently own, or just go ahead and rent it with the membership.
What's so controversial about the expansion pass, bro?
It's controversial that you're renting DLC or you're owning DLC. I don't know. I have the expansion pass. I ain't tripping. Like I got a house of like 4 Switches, so all 4 of my people can download it. So instead of paying $100 for one piece of DLC, I only pay the membership, and everybody in the family, up to 8 people, can get the DLC. Yeah. But here's the thing. Not to get sidetracked into this, but here's the thing. Just a quick note on that. You and I, we're logical people that know what we're doing.
We do know what we're doing.
Those are people that just want to be ignorant.
Why feed it into their heads that it's controversial in the first place?
Because it is. I mean, let's be real. It is a legitimate, like, if you're a single owner of a Switch, like there's a lot of criteria that has to follow, and that's the thing. Like for you, it could make sense if it's just you. Like if you don't have any friends tied to your,
I don't have any friends, guys.
I'm sorry. Don't worry.
I'm going to be doing this with you. Like, I mean, you do this with me. You really look.
That was good.
That
was good. I like that.
Rick and I banter a lot, and I think this is why our dynamic works so well, because like I can argue with you just like you could argue with me. And we just, we can see from both sides. But we can banter with each other just like this. And so when you're being serious, bro, I'm up here on a different level. I'll
do the same thing like I did earlier.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, it just depends. Like it really depends. Like I can see some people being bent out of shape about it, but at the end of the day, like we can spend the whole time on a whole different episode about the expansion, because I think it's great. It's a great investment for me. Like I said, I got a family, and what I pay for I do the family plan, but even for a single person, like you get a lot of content, but whatever.
I'm a single person,
but anyways,
it works out well for me.
That's how you that's how you get, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, because it makes sense though. Like it's logical. You use everything that's on there and you save money.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's how you get the booster pass if you're interested in Mario Kart 8. And if you don't have Mario Kart 8, like we said, get it now. It's $40, and then buy the booster pass.
Who are you? If you're listening to me, if you're listening to either of us right now, and you don't have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, what's wrong with you? In the words of, we should have had that prepared. I should have had the Reggies. What's wrong with you?
Dang.
You recall that? There was an old direct where he's just like, "What's wrong with you?" But for real, yeah, you got to get that pass because it definitely expands on the game's life cycle, but just makes it feel more lively. And I mean, dude, we've been playing, like we said last episode, we've been playing this game for almost 10 years now. Like, this really does bring more life and character to the game, and it does. I mean, the value you get for it at $60 alone, even, is really darn good. So,
it's a done deal. Done deal.
Get yourself onto the track. Go get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and get that expansion pack.
Yeah, take advantage of the deals. I'll tell you right now, take advantage of those amiibos if you find them, even if you're like, they are hard to find. Before these amiibos release, they were going for like $40, $50, $60, $100, depending on which one. Some still are.
Gold Mario, Silver Mario. I mean, they're not re-released, but to make a point, like, those things are like up there.
If you're interested, get them. If you want to hold on to them and potentially, just create some value down the road for yourself, hold on to them, don't open them.
Right.
But if you want them as a collector like us, go get them now. Very rarely do they do re-releases of amiibos. So I'm hoping they do the same thing with Legend of Zelda when Tears of the Kingdom comes out.
They're going to do it because I've already seen the CPSIA certificates get renewed for a lot of those. And for those of you that don't know what that is, and that's a lot of technical jargon.
I don't know what that is.
The CPSIA certificate, well, I don't know what they actually mean. It's usually like a... You know what? I'm trying to explain something here.
He said, I'm just going to throw letters at you. If you don't know what it means, that's okay. But
it's okay, bro. I'm just going to...
You don't even know what it is.
No, I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means, bro, but I do know what it means for me.
It means that it's happening.
It's exactly. That's all you need to know. That's what I was trying to say. It's basically, it's like a renewal of like, hey, it's like renewing a license to sell kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think is how I looked at it. Because like I saw it on Twitter like a couple years ago when they were re-releasing Smash Amiibo for Ultimate, and everybody on Twitter was all like, "Oh, the CPSIA certificate got renewed." I'm like, "What the heck are you talking about?" And then I see it and it's on Nintendo's website. If you dive deep, and you're like, "Oh, it looks like," and then surely enough, they followed up shortly afterwards. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see the Zelda Amiibo come back pretty soon. And by the way, got to call you out on it. It's not Amiibos. It's Amiibo.
Oh, it's its own plural?
It's Amiibo.
Like Lego?
You
never say
exactly,
Legos.
Bro. You actually got it. First try.
I do get it.
No, you don't, because you said Amiibos. Ew. I don't like saying that.
I didn't know it was plural.
Well, now you know.
Yeah.
There you go.
I still say Amiibos.
This guy.
Amiibos.
Oh, I forgot to mention really quickly. While they aren't part of like the deals or anything like that, the Mario Brothers movie toy line is pretty much now widely available most places.
Yeah. Targets actually have a dedicated end cap for it now.
Yeah, so if you go like by the toy section located close by electronics, they have like the 5-6 inch figures of like Peach, Mario, Luigi, Toad, and then the giant Bowser too, which is pretty darn cool. I did happen to pick up all of these guys, so I will be doing a little unboxing that you guys can probably check on our socials, probably sometime shortly after the cast here is uploaded, and by the time you're listening to this. So if you want to check out a little up close look at those, be sure to check that out.
Yes, be sure to check those out. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought on that one.
Bro, you always losing your train of thought.
Yeah, I'm getting old. And
I'm young. This is why people listen to me.
So taking advantage of all the Mario deals. That's what I was going to say about the toys. I mean, this is a month before the movie comes out, so we don't know what if they're going to be widely available, but make sure that if you want these toys, get them now instead of waiting till you see the movie and then all of a sudden getting in the mood, because good luck finding them if they become that popular, which I have a feeling they are. These are actually pretty good. They're a little pricey, but they're slightly bigger, and some of them are a little bit more articulated than the original, like just Jakks Pacifics. But they're really good. I think they're really fantastic.
Toad
figures.
has a torso, and that's weird.
I want to see him take his mushroom cap off.
Right? Don't we all?
We
saw it in the cartoon.
We'll see what the movie does. So now that it's March 2023, something big is happening for Nintendo. specifically for those that are Wii U.
Bigger than Mario Day?
Yeah. Specifically those who are Wii U or 3DS owners. So it's been a long time coming, but now it's that crunch hour. So March 27th is officially going to be the final day for the eShop on Wii U and the 3DS.
No! I don't want to lose the eShop on Wii U and 3DS. I mean, honestly, I haven't touched that sucker in a while, but there are some really hidden gems on there that are absolutely worth mentioning. And so that's kind of why we bring it to light now, just so you guys get the chance, of course, to get your last buys in and get it all situated before, they close the shop for good.
So a couple things to remember. Again, March 27th is the last day. I don't know if it's once that day hits, it's done, or end of day, the 27th. But just note that. So don't play around the 27th. If you got to buy anything, do it beforehand. The other thing to note that's very important is you cannot add credit card or eShop currencies directly to your Wii U or this 3DS. But if you have your Switch account and it's tied to your Nintendo account, you can add money to your Nintendo Switch, and then that money will carry over to the Wii U or 3DS. So that is how you can purchase things. So if you're like, I got to buy things, I'm going to buy a bunch of e-cards and then try to put on there, no luck.
Sneaky.
Again, have a Switch. Make sure your account is tied across all the consoles, which you can still do. Add all that money on your Switch and then go buy what you need to get. So do that. What we're going to talk about is a couple games that
just really strike our interest and really are must buys as a Nintendo collector, or even if you're not and you have the system lying around, or if you're interested in picking one up for cheap, offline or at a local shop or online somewhere. These are some games that really helped pave the way forward for Nintendo, as every console that they do does, for that matter.
So a couple tips is, first and foremost, if you play your Wii U or 3DS, if any of the games that you play, or even if you haven't played as of late, double check to see if it has any type of DLC, because that is also along with the eShop, is you won't be able to download or purchase any of the, or you can still download, I think. You just can't purchase anything of the DLC. So be sure to check that. The other thing you got to realize is a lot of these games, it's going to be digital, but here's the thing. If you really think about it, 3DS games mainly, and then Wii U games, if you try to find a physical copy, which I know, I'm a physical person,
they're just outrageous.
They're either you can't find them or they're mad money.
Yeah.
So if it's a game you really want to play, buy it digital, because it'll be most likely the regular price that it came out. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping Nintendo, now this is just me hoping, there's no credibility whatsoever. I'm hoping they do a flash sale the last week or something, or even the last day, just everything half off, which would be amazing. And they'll make a killing. They'll make
I would love to believe that, but
it's Nintendo.
But when you have a game like Paper Mario Sticker Star still $40 freaking, no.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm truly hoping that Nintendo does something like that. I don't think they will, because it's Nintendo.
Yep.
But so therefore, what I'm saying is, regardless of what the price is, that's probably the best that it's going to be. So just pull the trigger if that's something that you want.
Right.
So the ones I would recommend.
Sure.
Anything Pokemon for sure.
Yeah.
Download Pokemon Bank for sure. So then that way you can transfer your Pokemons. And I'm not just talking about your mainstream 3DS titles, because there's a virtual console on the 3DS with the Super Nintendo, Game Boy Color. Get Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Crystal, Gold, Silver, all of those. Just download them, get them on there, and then also be sure to get at least one of the 3DS titles, because if you remember 3DS titles, they usually release two at the same time. X, Y,
right.
Sun, Moon. So if you don't want to get all of them, at least get one of them. So at least you could have it, each one from that franchise.
Right.
But that's the big one that I always call out, because Pokemon was extremely huge on 3DS. That's where it made its bread and butter, where now they're transitioning to the Nintendo Switch.
Absolutely.
The other ones, my personal favorites, Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem's a huge. And Conquest is a mad expensive game right now.
Hell
huge, especially if you had the collector's edition of that sucker, physical. Like, oh my gosh, like it's like not even funny.
So Conquest, Birthright, they're both different. That's the thing. So not like the Pokemon where it's like, oh, Sun and Moon, like the Pokemon on the cover and a few Pokemons are different, maybe a couple cities. With Fire Emblem, you get two totally different stories when it comes to Birthright and Conquest. And on top of that, be sure to get the DLC for those games, because then that's the other story, because there's three different storylines that you can do. Right. But one of my personal all-time favorite Fire Emblem games, Fire Emblem Awakening.
I knew you were going to say that.
Be sure to pick that one up.
Yeah,
if you like Fire Emblem and you don't have it, like I have it physically, thank God, but I've gotten rid of a lot of my 3DS games. I super regret getting rid of a lot of my games. Like I go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I remember when we would work at the shop and like Awakening would come in as a trade-in, like
it's like $60. They'll get like 30, and we sell it for like 60, 70.
So at the time it was $69.99 pre-owned. Now at GameStop it's I think $79 if I'm not mistaken. It's ridiculous, and that's just the cartridge, man. It's nuts. But to your point, I mean, Awakening is a really, really fantastic game that really does set the story, very well for you if you're interested in like characters like Lucina or Robin or Chrom and characters of that, along that nature and that timeline. I know they're very popular picks in like Smash Brothers, for example. If you're kind of wanting to learn a bit more of their origins, this is definitely the game to do, because that was kind of the game that really picked the franchise back up from its it just kind of stalled for a minute after I think it was it's like striking me now. I can't remember the one on GameCube now.
So you had 64, Melee, and Brawl. Brawl was Wii.
Oh no, I was referring to like Fire Emblem specifically.
Oh, Fire Emblem. I'm sorry. I thought you said Smash Bros.
No. So
I got you. Radiant. That was Wii.
Radiant Dawn, Fire Emblem on the GameCube was Path of Radiance.
Yeah,
there you go, Path of Radiance. Yeah, took me a minute there, but
that one had featured Marth, right?
No, Path of Radiance had Ike.
Ike, that's the guy. Yeah, the redhead kid.
Ike. Right. If you really wanted to know like where the kind of like the direction of Fire Emblem took place, for like in the most recent years, Awakening really did kind of reignite the flame. No pun intended on the fire there. But got people really interested in the series again, and it just kind of brought up its popularity here in the West, and it's just a solid one to pick up altogether. So Fire Emblem Awakening absolutely is a good pickup for sure.
Yeah, Awakening, Conquest, Birthright, and then they also did that one that was like a remake, Echoes.
Shadows of
Valeria?
That was like, that
Valencia.
Was like, Valencia. Yeah, there you go. If I could throw in a couple there, just my own recommendations.
Yeah, we got a lot to recommend.
Honestly, we have a lot here.
Go ahead.
I think the thing that you called out was that a lot of these are pretty much major staples for Nintendo that like are going to be easy to acquire because they're digital. And now, to your point earlier, I mean, they are digital copies, but given the prices of some of these, they're astronomical, right? So how do you get access to that game and still enjoy it for what it is that Nintendo offered at its time, at an affordable price point? And so there you go. Grab yourself a big micro SD and pop that sucker in, and there you go. You're set. But the thing that for me, that really stuck out to me with the eShop is definitely the obscure ones that are quite literally eShop exclusives.
Yeah.
And so I actually was as you were going off here on your recommendations, I actually thought about it. I had some recommendations of my own written down from a long time ago. So I'm actually looking at my notes here, some games that I even recommended when I did an old YouTube show years ago. Mario versus Donkey Kong, Minis on the Move,
yes!
or Minis March Again. That's a DSiWare and 3DS and Wii U eShop game, by the way. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, the series was just a kind of unique but very different kind of take on like, the Mario vs. Donkey Kong, like franchise. Because the first one was on Game Boy Advance, which was kind of like a recreation of like, Mario vs. Donkey Kong from, the original Donkey Kong game. But this one, this series with the minis, they kind of focus on like puzzle solving, kind of navigating your way around, certain obstacles and stuff like that. There's even like a custom level editor in some of them as well, with Minis March Again and then Minis on the Move. Those are both two separate games, by the way. The Minis March Again's DSiWare, and then the other one was on 3DS and Wii U. So that one's definitely worth checking out, because I love that franchise, and I would love to see Nintendo bring that back. I was kind of hoping they would on Switch, but so far we haven't seen anything yet for that. Another really big one that I would say is worth picking up is Pictobits, the art style game Pictobits, which is on the DSiWare. That was actually a Nintendo developed game that really focused on a lot of like the bottom screen of your DS is essentially like a grid, and you begin with the game with like several bits along the bottom corresponding with like a square on said grid. By touching it, you essentially absorb like the stylus and the colors and like by touching a blank spot on the screen, you send them back out. It was just kind of like one of those like color rhythm puzzle games almost, and that was really unique. I liked let's see, NES Remix was a good one too.
Yes.
NES Remix was on 3DS and Wii U. That was pretty much like a series of like different challenges that you would play, like kind of revisiting classics like Metroid, Legend of Zelda, the original Mario Brothers, Punch-Out, and stuff like that. But you would kind of see like, oh wait, what's Link doing here in Punch-Out, or what's Samus doing in Zelda 1 or Zelda 2, right? And you would just kind of like do a different take on like some
it was
of these
like
levels.
it was a not over the top like WarioWare feel.
Yeah,
like it's like it was just a more elegant, like, all right, you're gonna play the first level of Mario, but you're gonna play as Link,
right?
And it's like, okay, and you kind of have like some abilities or some are limited, so it was interesting.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it though for what it was worth. At the time I didn't feel like the price was all that justified for what it was, but considering the times that we're in now and being able to revisit that game again before it gets completely shut off and becomes almost lost media in a way, that was absolutely worth picking up if you want a little piece of like Nintendo history with a little spin on it. One of my absolute favorite Wii U eShop games was DuckTales Remastered. That was a remake of the original NES DuckTales, which was just a solid platformer all around based like on the old DuckTales cartoon. Just all like kind of traditional remade like hand-drawn art, kind of in the fashion of like Cuphead almost. But it was digital, but it looked like hand-drawn and everything like that. And just had a really cute style to it that was just like, really fun and, different from most other like sequels or spiritual successors to like for example like Mega Man 9 and 10, which are actual like 8-bit like NES faithful sequels to the Mega Man series. Mega Man 9 and 10 are available on the eShop as well. Those are definitely worth picking up. I'm trying to think of what else there.
So I got to dive into some of my Legend of Zelda stuff.
Yeah.
So with 3DS, you can get what I think is the definitive versions of Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. Okay. So be sure to get those. They also have Oracle of Ages and Seasons. Yeah. Link's Awakening, what do you call it? A Link to the Past. And then giving a little love, Metroid for 3DS. You also have Samus Returns. Mm-hmm. That one's a good one too. But on the Wii U, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker are like the two big ones. Yeah. So if you want to make sure you get digital copies of that, do that. And although we're starting to get N64 games on the Nintendo Switch, there are a lot of Virtual Console N64, Game Boy Advance, DS on the Wii U. So if you want to not only, if there's games on the Wii, if you have the Wii U and you want like the actual Wii U games, check those out.
Phantom Hourglass.
Be sure to check out the Virtual Consoles because the Wii U, like, they went all out with the Virtual Console on that, which
they did.
I'm telling you, they can do it for the Switch. And I know little by little we're getting there, but like they have Zero Mission on there. Metroid Zero Mission, Metroid Fusion already on there. They have all those great games. So again, basically just go on there on both eShops if you have those consoles and take a look, see what you want.
Yeah.
And I would say, don't hesitate. If there's something you really, really want, get it. Because March 27th, you're going to be out of luck.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much to go through, and there's a lot of stuff that you would want, right here and now, that this is going to be like quite literally like your last chance to get. And I don't want to, I would want you all to have the chance that I didn't have the first time this happened around for me when the Wii shop channel closed. That was a horror story. I'll go into that really quickly just to give you guys perspective. I had a bunch of Virtual Console downloaded on my Wii. Like, I had so much because that was the first time Virtual Console became a thing. And unfortunately, my Wii U became...
Wii? Or your Wii U?
My Wii. Yeah, excuse me. Did I say Wii U? Oh, my bad. My Wii became formatted. It was accidentally formatted, and and at the time there was no way to recover that because there wasn't any type of like account that you could like link it to. It was just the console. Now I guess the times are a little different now, having a Nintendo Network ID that you can link with your 3DS and Wii U to the Nintendo accounts we have now. But still,
Nintendo's still a little behind with some of that stuff, but they're definitely better than the beginning of the Wii because you'd have to rebuy the same virtual consoles every console you got, which was kind of annoying.
Don't you ever think too, like Nintendo would have learned by now? At this point with how the account management, is handled. I mean, like, I think Nintendo Switch Online is a very good overhaul of what they've done in the past, but like, we're still using friend codes. We're still,
well, part of that is just the parental side of things. They wanted to make something where it wasn't as accessible for, not necessarily hacking, but mainly like protecting children because they were playing it a lot. So that's why they have the friend codes and they're unique and all that stuff versus just having like a gamer tag or a PlayStation tag or something like that.
And then it's just like, I feel like at this point, like there should have been more like here, quite literally, this is what they did. The Wii to Wii U allowed you to carry over all of your legacy content over and if you wanted to repurchase the Wii U version, it was like a discount, like $1 or $1.49, I think, if I remember correctly, for certain games. I don't know why they didn't repeat that here on Switch. Like, I don't know why they didn't repeat that, because now I feel like I'm rushing right now to pick up the last-minute buys that I'm like, oh, wait, did I forget? Oh, shoot, I forgot to get... And it's gone, and it's too late. So,
Well, I think it's because it was just I think the Switch was legitimately... something just different that they went to all around coding. I mean, you name it. And I think that's part of the reason why they went to a different online. I truly believe it's a different online service, online servers, things like that. So I don't think the communication between the old to the new would have been the same.
Right.
And that's why they kind of just restart. So hopefully whatever new console they come up next, like we talked about, last time in the last episode, if they do a Switch 2 or Switch Pro or Super Switch
or just successor, whatever it is,
or just an all new console, hopefully the online, because I think a lot of people made a lot more investments this time around. It would be kind of foolish by Nintendo to, hey, we're going to release a new console, but you'd have to rebuy everything if those games are compatible on that new console. If they're not, then okay, but if they are, I shouldn't have to rebuy them. I should just be able to download them.
Right. And, kind of like now, being that, I guess I see like too, like the direction that was changed because like the online model is more sustainable now for them to have consistent revenue in as opposed to one-time purchases, having to convince everyone to go, let me buy this one game, whereas it's now bundled with Nintendo Switch Online because as you look at that whole library now, it's a lot more colorful and expansive than it used to be when they first launched. It seemed laughable at first, but now you have 64, you have Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, soon more to come, which we'll get to in just a second, and... I guess I could see it. I feel like, in a way, like if you had people that were committed to such platform for years, with purchases, you would think that there would be a way to kind of, ensure that, because that is something that you purchase. And the whole discussion of like, are your digital purchases actually yours or not has been an ongoing discussion, for a long... They're not, but,
You're paying a license.
Right, exactly. But, I mean, in a way, like, that's loyalty that you're still, giving into with the company. So, like, if you recognize that there are people that are willing to do that, then find a way to kind of, like, incentivize or reward their loyalty, you know what I mean?
And that's why I never really had, like, when it came to the consoles, it wasn't my biggest issue. It was mainly their handheld. Yeah, and I think that's why they revamped that model because the Switch is predominantly a handheld console, let's be real.
Right.
So, well, speaking of that, of legacy games and the expansion pass and everything, we have, we'll spend the last few minutes here. March 9th, we have a new game coming back from the crypt to the Nintendo Switch and the Game Boy Advance emulator or service that they have on there.
It's an emulator, bro.
And do note that the only way to get the Game Boy Advance expansion is via the Nintendo Online Expansion Pass. So you do have to have that one, not the regular Nintendo Online. But we're finally, I'm so happy it's finally coming, but Metroid Fusion is finally dropping on Nintendo Switch.
Fusion is a very big childhood classic of mine. I remember distinctively getting that game along with Metroid Prime the same at the same time. They released the same day. I think it's no coincidence that that game is being re-released right now on Nintendo Switch's Online's Game Boy Advance library around the time of which Metroid Prime Remastered also released too. It's like they go hand in hand, you know, and I'm just like, as I'm replaying Remastered right now for Prime, like now I'm thinking, okay, shoot, I gotta hurry up and finish this just so I can dive, you know, right back into Fusion, because certainly after playing Dread, it made me want to go back and play Fusion.
Yeah, you want to.
And so now it's here. It's like now I have the 5 games, the 5 holy grails of the Metroid series, all on one console.
Yeah, which is the main timeline.
It's sick.
Couple things that I want to highlight. First and foremost is that I've always been a Metroid fan, and I feel Metroid has been as it's one of its big mascots, it is also one of the most obscure that Nintendo has. They don't necessarily like, you know, advertise it so much or anything like that. We haven't had a golden age of Metroid since, mid 2000s when Prime and Fusion came out. So I'm really, really pumped to see Fusion back, see it in the mix. It's been 20 years. And Metroid Prime has gotten a lot of, with Metroid Prime being so popular, and it's a 20-year-old game, and granted they did a fantastic remastered.
Right.
I'm happy for Fusion now to drop, because those that have the expansion pass will get to experience a modern, but at the same time original Metroid game and see if it's something they like. On top of that, if people have played Dread and enjoyed Dread, because that was like classic traditional 2D side-scrolling, you know, this is Dread was the 5th game in the main storyline of Metroid. Fusion is the 4th, and it literally like continues from one another. So you'll be able to get that story piece, like you said a little while ago. But I think Metroid Fusion is a good example of like the classics in a way that
still reinvents the formula in a way that respects what the core is.
Because it's Metroid Fusion of all the games is the most linear one, but it could also be the most difficult one at times.
You're telling me,
but it was really good. Like I absolutely love this game. When it came out, it was getting rave reviews and everything.
Right.
But I'm really excited to see people's reactions to the game, to those who never played it,
and to those that want to even get more clarity on the X parasite, the SAX, and all that stuff. Like, this is the story that paved Dread forward for what Dread is. So I mean, if you want more clarification, if you want to see that perspective on what
Samus's corrupt suit and all that,
Adam and things like that, you know, getting more context on who Adam was and things like that. I mean, this is the game to play. On top of that, I'm just going to say really quickly, I want them to just bring the Fusion suit to remastered Prime. I'm hoping that by when they drop this, they go, surprise, here's a patch for Prime Remastered. Let's add Fusion.
20 years ago, when Metroid Prime came out, and then like pretty much like the same week or the week after Fusion dropped as well, or
I think it dropped the same day.
Something like that, yeah. And back then, you had your Game Boy Advance for Fusion, and you had GameCube for a Metroid Prime. There was a Game Boy and GameCube link cable, and when you completed Fusion and you linked the game, because you could actually connect the Fusion game to Prime on GameCube. For one, the Easter egg was you can play the original Metroid game.
Yes.
But there was another Easter egg that if you completed Fusion and you linked the two, it actually unlocked the Fusion suit for Metroid Prime in 3D. So as of right now, it doesn't exist in the remaster. So what we're hoping is if there's some way to tell, or if after like a week or so, Nintendo releases free DLC or a patch,
or somehow somebody figures out the secret combo that you have to hit between Fusion and the online subscription and remastered,
and you get the Fusion suit unlock, which would be amazing to play.
Right. The games just go hand in hand. Like the experience that I had in my youth playing both, at the time of release, it was huge for me. Rick, that was my big exposure to Metroid. Like my dad, introduced me.
Fusion?
Yeah, because my dad was a big Metroid buff, and I played a little bit of Metroid 2 on the Game Boy prior to like these games releasing. But Prime and Fusion were my big, whoa, this is Samus. This is who I was playing in Smash 64. That's for me like what made Metroid such a big, impact on me, and what made me go like, yes, I love this. This is sick. So I'm just really happy that we're getting Fusion this week. And I really like to see all the love that Metroid as a franchise is getting as of lately, and the amount of support that, Samus is finally getting that she deserves for so long. So definitely be sure to, trickle your toes into the water with Fusion a little bit. I'm sorry, I just kind of like
so something that just popped in my head right now, which I think would be amazing. Again, this is just me speculating as a fan, hoping. You mentioned Smash Bros and the exposure that Samus gets. Just to bring it full circle and kind of put a bow on our episode today, what if one of the remaining cups in Mario Kart 8 DLC booster pack is Samus?
It's a Samus theme.
Theme and character. Since they're bringing Birdo, we're not limited to now. Now we know they can bring characters.
That is,
imagine bringing Samus and like her suit or her like a car, but it's like her.
It's the ship.
It's the ship.
Yeah,
dude.
See, now I'm getting like all like
I get too excited.
I'm getting too excited and. It probably won't happen, but we one can dream. But yeah, I think just to kind of recap on everything that we talked about today, like Mario Days this week, eShop closure is happening for Wii U and 3DS, and Metroid Fusion's coming to Nintendo Switch Online, and those are things that should be on your radar in terms of the world of Nintendo. And it's been an absolute pleasure getting to do another wonderful episode with you. But we're gonna save our game here, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm Greg.